So how is the test going on? I hope all of you have written the test, today's discussion test, test 4, what we are going to discuss. I hope everybody has written. Okay. Yeah, how is the test going on? Okay, what are the problems that you are facing? If anybody can reply. 5 minutes and then we'll start with our discussion on test 4. Yes, what are the problems that you have faced so that we can address them? Time management and structuring. Yes, that's a very common issue, right? Okay. So, see, time management is very simple. Okay. As you go on writing more tests, you will get the hang of it. Okay. The idea is that you should complete the paper. To complete the paper, okay, you have to give due importance to all the questions. What happens is that the initial question, like say, let's say the first 5 question, okay, we will give a lot of time for that, and then therefore you will not have enough time for the later questions. So that is why you will not be able to complete the paper. So make sure that when you are writing these tests, you stick to 3 hours. You have a clock. You keep track of the time after every question. Okay, so approximately you should be able to complete 7 questions per hour, right? So if you see around 3.5 questions, you should have finished by half an hour. So every half an hour, you see your time. Okay, so every half an hour, you see your time clock. Okay, and then you see that make sure that you have written 3.5 question. Okay, then in 1 hour, 7 questions. Like that, if you are able to track it, okay, then you should be able to squeeze in. See, what happens is at the last hour, most of us end up writing 7 to 8 questions. When you can do that in the last hour, why not start it from the beginning itself? Okay, so that is what I'm trying to say. You can write it. What happens is when 3 hours is given, you tend to relax in the beginning. Okay, you will try to think and try to give a beautiful introduction, beautiful conclusion, all that you will try to do in the first 5 question. Okay, this takes away a lot of time, and then 2 question is added to the next 2 hours. Okay, so you will have 14, which already you have to complete, plus 2 questions, so 16 questions in 2 hours. Okay, then again you will write only 5 question in the next second hour. Okay, so then you will end up writing squeezing in more questions in the last hour. So what I'm trying to say is give equal importance in each hour. Okay, 7 question in every hour you should be able to complete. So you tell yourself consciously, okay, within 7 hours I have to complete 7 questions. Okay, so don't wait till the third hour, do it in the first hour itself. So that is one technique of time management. You practice that, you get the hang of it, get used to it, okay, in the practice tests itself, so that you will be able to complete. See, if you don't complete your paper, you are losing out 12 marks to each question. So you have to complete your paper. Okay, so that is the number one goal. You have to complete the paper. You have to write something at least in each question. 1 or 2 marks you will get if you write something related to that question. So never not write a question. So time management, as Prashant rightly mentioned, so that is very important. So how do you do that? Every 1 hour, 7 questions. Is that okay? From next time when you are writing, make sure that you in 1 hour you will complete this 7 questions. Okay, don't wait for the last hour. Everybody can write. In the last hour you squeeze in, you will write 8, 9 questions in the last hour. Why wait till there? Do it in the first hour itself. I hope correct. Now you would have experienced this when you're writing 3 hours. The last hour you write 8, 9 questions. Okay, try to squeeze in something. At least I'll write. And try to write only the most important points in those questions. Okay, why don't you do that in the first hour itself? What happens is in the first hour, as I told you, I'll repeat again, that you will relax, you will tend to write a good introduction, and unnecessarily you will be beating around the bush. Okay, whereas in the last hour, you write only the most important point. So that is why I'm telling you, don't wait for the last hour, do it off in the first hour itself. Structuring is okay. It will come out of practice. You don't have to worry too much about structuring. Okay. See, one shortcut for structuring, what has helped me in my mains examinations is that, spend about 10 to 20 seconds. 10 to 20 seconds in the question paper itself, you write the structure. What you are going to write in that answer structure. Matlab, I will define, definition, okay, merits, demerits, conclusion. Like that, you write those 3 or 4 words in the question paper itself. Okay, and with that same pattern, you write your answer. So take around 20 seconds to 30 seconds to structure your answer before you start. What happens is many students will simply start writing the answer. What happens is at the end of they write around half page, then they realize, oh, I'm not writing relevant, then they'll try to modify it, then they will try to squeeze in some other points. All this will happen and your structure will be lost. So spend around 30 seconds. It is worthwhile. See, you have around 7 to 8 minutes per question. Okay, so spend around 30 seconds for structuring. Is that okay? So spend 30 seconds, write this, your structure in the question paper near the question itself, and then you see that and write your answer. The 30 seconds you spend on structuring, beautiful answer will be there. That will help you. You will not make mistakes as you write your answer. So that is what you have to keep in mind for structuring. Okay. So practice structuring just like that. Even if you don't write the full answer, practice regularly, like when we give questions or previous year question paper, you take it, just structure them. Don't have to write the entire answer, at least practice structuring. So this way, when you practice and practice and practice, it becomes very natural to you. Okay. Hard to get material. See, it is a problem for everybody. Okay. So don't worry about that. You should, the idea of these tests are that with limited material, you should be able to cook up good answers. Okay. Let me tell you, cook up good answers. You should have that ability. That will come with practice. Okay. You should appear that, oh, you have studied a lot. Okay, so there will be around 70-80% of the syllabus which you will be able to cover and where materials are available. The rest 30% of the syllabus you will not have materials. Even KPSC has just put in those terms where they themselves don't know where to get it from. Right. So don't worry about the material. Whatever in the first class itself, I told you material is not a big thing. I have explained to you and I have shown that 70% of the syllabus is already there. The rest we will try to provide, maybe another 15% to 20%. So 10% is okay. It is not a big problem. You can cook up the rest for that. Okay. So around 90% of the syllabus you will be able to cover. So don't give this excuse or don't make this excuse for yourself saying that there's no material. Have you finished all the materials that is already there? Because last class there was a test on polity from Lakshmikant itself. Most of the questions were from Lakshmikant, but I didn't see any student getting good marks from that. Why? Was it because of shortage of material? No. So materials are there. It is just an excuse to not be able to, whatever is there, you finish as it comes, you will be able to do it. Okay, so there is enough material. So personally, I know because this examination is like that. Okay, so don't worry about the material. Learn to use the whatever information you have to write good answers. So I'll tell you now when we discuss these topics, even though without knowing the content, how you can be able to write good answers. Is that okay? So materials, please don't think like that. Okay, don't think like that, right? Content, that's a short of content. So that is what you have to build that. See, you're going to be executives tomorrow where you won't be given all the information. With limited information you have to take decisions. That is what it is. So with limited information, how well you are able to write. So don't think about shortage of content, everything. See, in the test also, when we give the answer keys, I make sure that we give a lot of information, not only related to the question, but related to the topics. Okay, so therefore, that also will help you. Existing textbooks will help you. We are giving you value addition materials. We are giving you current affairs. All this will help you build the content. Okay, so don't worry too much about the content, material and all. Whatever is there, you do it. So I just gave you an example of last test, polity test, Lakshmikant. Okay, all the questions, you can find it in the content in the Lakshmikant. But still, majority of you are not able to answer well. Okay, right. Yeah, so most of them are from static topic. Majority of them are from static topic. Okay, current affairs around 30% are from current affairs. You can say that. Okay, fine. So that is what you have to keep in mind. Okay, these are the things that probably you have to keep in mind. You practice more. Make sure you are consistent with your test. Okay, so we will discuss the test 4 if there's no more doubt. Okay, at the end of the session you can ask doubt. Okay, related to the question, you can ask as and when we discuss the topic.